Hey folks, April the 4th, my second run for the month. I know it's been 4 days and I'm only running for the second time. And there's a reason for that. But before we get into that, folks, let's just say, if you are here to find out whether I gave up my Comrades Marathon number or entry, I didn't. Never. I still have it. But the question then becomes, am I going to run Comrades or not? Well, in this video, folks, I will give you all the details as to why I kept my number and whether the training is on track. So let's go. I hope you will understand and enjoy this video. Thank you very much for last time. I saw there was much love in the other video. A lot of you commented saying, look, it's not too late, you still have time, and gave some motivation, comparisons and all that. I really appreciate that, folks, because at that time, I don't want to lie, the chips were down. I thought it was just too much to make up because it had been 2 months not hitting my target mileage. So I went into March hopeful, but not very enthusiastic because I knew my back was against the wall. So it's the second week of March. We said, let's see if March is going to be the turning point. It's the 9th of March, yes. It's a Monday, so another week starts. Another block for the month starts. That was an easy run. I kept it easy because I have the bigger goal in mind. I could go fast, but go for a short distance, or go slow and go far. So right now the mission is to go far. Let's see how this week turns out. We obviously will keep you updated as the mileage piles. Right. February, the longest streak was 3 days. So this could be it. March could be coming in with something new because today is day 3. So that long streak in this training block, we are matching it. And by the way, folks, after that last video, I read an article by the legend Bruce Fordyce saying February is generally that month where a lot of people encounter all sorts of difficulties with their training, but they mustn't lose hope. So I don't know whether it really applies to me because it supposes a good training month for January. For me, January and February were bad. But the idea or the theme in that article is that some people have had a bad February, but still gone ahead and had a good Comrades, or at least finished Comrades. So it looks like, or it sounds like, all hope is not lost for me. But let's see, February is going to be the decider in my view. All right, folks, it's a Thursday trek session. I arrived at the trek before they opened. They're just opening now. That's how keen I am. That's how dedicated I am. There was one lady who was already here, and they've just opened, and I've been doing my stretching and all that outside. So let's go and see what's happening there. That was that. My first trek session in, I can't even remember when was the last time I was on the trek. It was not one of the most intense, very short, 800 meters on the go, 3 minutes rest, 5 reps. But boy, it has just reminded me of body parts that I had forgotten that I have. Yeah, I just hope we settle down into this routine because there's a trek session once a week. So for this week, that's that. Let's see how it goes, but March looks to be going very well so far. It's
the up run this year. So we have to put in the hill training. I had forgotten how much it takes to do this hill repeats, but boy, I stuck it out. 300 meters up, 300 meters rest. It's only 6 reps, but 14 march. We keep moving on. We have to do this. I keep telling myself, we have to do this. We'll fail having tried. That's the goal. Right. We said March will be the defining factor. So I've been giving it my all. It's the 15th, right in the middle of the month. And that was my longest run of the year. It makes sense that way because the more I train, the longer I go and the better it should get. As I said, I saw that article by Bruce Fordyce saying a lot of people have a bad February. So I've put February behind me. I'm now focusing on March and the way forward. And I think we are about to hit that breakthrough. We just need 2 more weeks. And then after that, we can confidently say they were not going to be back on track, but things are heading on the right track. Time lost is time lost. We can't really recover that. And I'm not out here to try and make up for lost time. I'm out here to work on the time that I have. So let's go. Let's see. 2 more weeks. Then I can, with so much confidence, say maybe the Comrades Marathon 2026 is on track. 21 March. That's 3 weeks into March. And remember, folks, we said March will decide whether we march on. There's been mixed feelings. Today I was supposed to be running the Dam. I think it's today. Forgive me if I got it wrong. It's today. Johannesburg Marathon is tomorrow. So the plan was Dam Ultra today, and then a half marathon tomorrow at Joburg Marathon. But all that is a pipe dream. I'm out on a hill repeats session, 200 meters going up 10 times, and we see how that goes. So the goal for March was to try and put in as much runs as possible, be consistent, be disciplined, because if these surges of motivation and then you run and you stop and then you run, we're not going to help me. And I must say that's what I did. I stuck it out, followed the program as prescribed by the coach, just to ensure that those runs were in. So going into the second week of March, I could tell that, look, something is changing here. The consistency is now back on. Yes, it's hard, it's difficult, but we have to take it a stride at a time. We have to take it a step at a time. And by the time I got to the 15th of March, I had managed to keep the number of runs that I needed to put in. And that's paved way for that mid-month sort of long run. It's the 22nd of March, and we're marching on. As we said previously, March is the month that we see whether we're slowly getting back on track, whether I should carry on or I should just forget about the Big C 2026. I think up to this run, March has been coming along so well, but this morning it all started with the rain, and I kept saying I will go let's see, let me find a window that I can run. Eventually the window came and I went out. But folks, I mentioned that dodgy knee that led to that 9x9x9 injury. So for some strange reason today it just tweaked, and then every now and then I feel it, which is something that never happens. I would sometimes feel it after running, going upstairs and all that, and do all the necessary exercises, go for massage and physio and all that. So I just hope this is not the start of something disruptive and something long. I still have about 10K to go. So let's see, let me go. And if I can complete these 10Ks without much problems, then we might just be back on track. Next week is the longest run, the last one of the month. So we want to get there feeling good. And then we can decide whether I'm back in business or not. That was that. The second longest run. Yeah, next week is the last one. It's done. 25 kilometers in the end. Around about 15, my dodgy knee was playing up, but I just slowed down and carried on, and slowly it just disappeared. So I probably was pushing too hard for someone who is not really fit. So that was a scare. I was really worried that, you know, maybe here we go again. This knee that came with stories after the 9x9x9, but it held up. So let's see. It's another week of short runs, tempo runs, trek sessions, and then we go for that long run to wrap up March, and we can all sit here and consider the verdict. I'll give you the totals now, and then you can flash your yellow or red card whether we proceed with this training block. Then if this whole thing were to happen and I was to make that mileage I targeted, there had to be a really long run in between there. And so I looked up and I stumbled across the 5 miles celebration run, and I thought that would be the perfect time. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link in the comments, and you can have a look. It was a brilliant run. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Played a lot. But then it came with its own issues because I had to take a slightly longer break. But then the thing with Comrades, folks, is that it's a long dance. I mean, we all know that it's not, we all know that you can't just have one brilliant flash, one good month, and then you say you are going to run the Comrades. But when the substitution period closed, I decided to hold on to my number. I was not going to substitute it, and then April turns out to be a very good month, and now I don't have an entry, and FOMO kills me as usual. So I held on to my number. If anything, I even updated all the details to make sure that I was in. Now we are in April, and I took that long break on my coach's advice after the 5 miles celebration run. And folks, if anything, that was the first time I've run an ultra marathon since 2016, because it ended up being 46.7 kilometers. So that was good, but I don't know if it was enough to then declare that yes, the Comrades Marathon is on. So folks, all I can say is, going into March, there was so much doubt whether I could salvage this and have that small chance of running the Big C.
And getting out of March, I think I did what I had to do. April has to be April. We just now have to stick to what I have to do again. And probably this is the defining month. I have a few longer runs lined up. And if I can get out of those without any wounds, if I can get out of those long runs feeling good, niggles kept to the minimum, then we are good. So here we go. We get into April, hopeful that we hit those runs again. We hit that mileage. The target for April is not too hectic. You try and maintain the 10% increase thing, but because of time pressures and all that, April we target 250 kilometers. Let's see if we can put those in. Let's see if we can put those long runs in. And then come May, beginning of May, I can with confidence saying, yes, I'm going to run the Big C. Right now, we are still in that phase where I can confidently say, I do have an entry. I won't be scraping around for entries. In any event, it will be too late to scrape around for entries. So let's go. April might just turn out to be the moment when it ends. We come back and we start saying, guys, target finish time and that sort of thing. There you go, folks. You've seen the training so far. You've seen the statistics. Am I just being chicken and not wanting to commit? Or am I being realistic that I shouldn't get excited at this moment, but try and respect the training to ensure that I line up at the start at the Big C. As usual, folks, I'll be interested in hearing your comments. You've seen the stats. Let's have a conversation. Point out where I can improve, point out where I should be cautious and not get carried away and get injured. And if you enjoyed this video, folks, please give us a first thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps grow the channel and it means a lot to me. See you in the next one. It's time to run now.